Matt Troy. Matt, how you doing, sir?
Good, good. I don't want to. I definitely don't want to Trump. So if you
No, no,
could
no,
break
no.
away anytime.
Well, it'd be one thing if he was on right now speaking, but no, it's coming up later at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. But Matt, I wanted to have you on again because I know that you're doing some really exciting work. I know you've been working on a really big project over the last, I don't know, is it 6 months that you've been working on this?
Yeah, it's been a long, long road to get here. But yeah, it's and you don't have. This is brand new, hot off the press. So you're bringing me in, but we don't have the Healing Veterans Project logo or QR code up for people yet.
Well, I have it right here. So
but you do. There it is.
this is what you've actually been working on. It is a nonprofit organization to help veterans called the Healing Veterans Project. And this is, our audience will be very familiar with this because they know that we talk about red light therapy all the time. Red light therapy is this incredible technology, and you can talk about it, but I think it's amazing. And the thing is the VA is not going to cover. I mean, even if a doctor recommends, hey, you need a red light panel, the VA is not going to let veterans have this. And so that's what this is geared to do. This veterans organization is geared to getting red light therapy into the hands of our veterans so that they can heal without a big pharma.
Yeah, rather than just stuffing pills down their throat, here to just try to, relieve a temporary problem or give a temporary solution to a bigger issue here. There are other avenues out there when you think about where we've come in the last 20 years in terms of health and what we now know, which we didn't know then. And, the number I saw that is statistic there, 22 veterans dying by suicide every day. A lot of them are dying because of pain, constant pain, living in this hell that, they serve their country and they have a government that is letting them down on a daily basis. So we're very interested to talk about all these things.
Yeah. So how'd you get this idea, Matt? Tell us about it.
And I appreciate you, Paul, having me on. I mean, I'm a veteran, as you guys know myself, and I have just so many friends and that have suffered from PTSD from combat, and obviously had traumatic brain injuries and have issues sleeping. And I don't this panel. I don't ever go anywhere without a panel, right? And I can't. It helps with melatonin, and helps me sleep. And I've given it out to so many friends. And the sad part is, a lot of these people are on fixed incomes or retired or veterans that are on disability. I've got a Purple Heart veteran, an older guy that fought in Vietnam, that tried this out, absolutely loved it, and then couldn't qualify. So I spent 6 months working with the VA. I've documented the whole story, and I've tried to get the VA to recognize this. We have studies that I could provide that they're just literally hundreds of studies that back the science and how this helps with traumatic brain injury, PTSD, and just mood, sleep disorders. There's so many committing suicide. So I've been loaning this out and then trying to get the VA to help cover it. And then they just, it's just like, I don't know if anybody's dealt with the VA. God bless them. They do so many wonderful things, but just had such a hard time trying to get any type of financial assistance.
Is it because they just don't recognize this kind of technology, Matt? I mean, is it something like it's still so new?
There's a lot to it. I mean, they have studies, and they have so much. They have literally actually thousands of studies. They spent years trying to get there's PBM Foundation. A lot of PBM stands for photobiomodulation, and the study of light and how it affects mood and health and sleep and all these things. They've spent years trying to help trying to get these studies into the VA. And they've got hospitals that are currently working on it. It's just a work in progress. And I know the MAHA movement is starting to recognize it. In Washington, D.C., they've got a MAHA convention that's going to talk about photobiomodulation here in 2 weeks. It's in Washington, D.C., and a lot of the big congressmen will be there that are starting to recognize this. But it's a long process. And until that happens, meanwhile, you have veterans that are suffering. You have this particular veteran. I'd like to have him on your show. He's a Purple Heart vet, fought in Vietnam. He's tried this, loves it. It's an hour away to the doctor that has this panel. I can provide these panels in their home for them. This is clinical grade panels by using the financial assistance through the Healing Veterans Project to donate to help them get a panel for their home, and it will really, they can use it every night before they go to bed and use it when they wake up, and it'll reduce so many just suicides and just the quality of life for them. And so it's been a passion of mine. The issue that I've had is, how do I do this properly, and actually setting up a 501c3. It was not, I mean, after I came out of the Marine Corps, I didn't thought I'd end up learning so much about setting up nonprofits and businesses and all the red tape that's involved in it. And so, yeah, after 6 months of spinning my wheels with the VA, I spun my wheels for another 6 months to get this set up legally and properly. And so now we have the Healing Veterans Project.us. I hopefully plan on partnering with you and having a relationship with your show so that we can use this as a platform to really raise awareness, number one, of the technology and non-pharmaceutical alternatives for these veterans, so they're not just addicted to pain pills.
Amen.
But raise donations, of course.
Matt, my best friend's dad was in Vietnam. He's now 78 years old, and he has severe neuropathy. And, of course, that was most certainly caused by Agent Orange. And, you know, it's one of the most tragic things that a lot of our, especially Vietnam veterans, are going through. Can you talk about what red light could do for, because, you know, if you're not familiar with neuropathy, our listening audience, you know, that's just like nerve damage, stinging, burning pains in your extremities a lot of times. And he really feels it in his hands, like his hands will seize up.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you talk about red light therapy and the you know, what that could do for them?
Yeah. Now, this isn't a promotion for the company Red Vive themselves. I'm independent right now, acting as a Healing Veterans Project, you know, obviously advocate. But I know that Red Vive has a network of literally hundreds of doctors and across the country that use this technology. And out of those doctors, I want to say about a third of them, or maybe 70 out of the 400, are podiatrists that met most of the issues that come up with podiatrists are neuropathy in the feet and the legs. I'm not allowed to say this is a cure, you know, that whole statement where this isn't meant to cure, diagnose, or, you know, you have this disclaimer with that. So I've got to be careful on what I say it can and cannot do. But, you know, the old saying, you know, proof is in the pudding, so they say. I can tell you that out of thousands and thousands of these panels sold through this network of doctors, they literally have had, you can count on less than one hand, a return. And I know hundreds of those because I personally dealt with them directly, because I was dealing with the patients directly. That's how I stumbled into the veteran thing. A lot of them were veterans. A lot of them had neuropathy and nerve issues and pain, nerve pain, and they noticed a difference within a week or two. You know, everybody's results may vary, but I can tell you, like, there's no bit. They have a 60-day risk-free trial to try it, and they can return it as long as they keep the packaging, and almost no returns out of literally thousands. And so, but yes, to answer your question, this is something that, and we'll work something out off the air here, but he's got to try one, have one within a week or two. I felt immediate, like when I blew my discs in my back, I can't take pain pills because they make me feel nauseous and sick. And I feel immediate. I laid under that thing you're not really supposed to, there's no UV rays, so it's not going to burn you or anything, but you're not supposed to use it for more than half an hour at a time. It can make you tired, almost like if you were overeating. But I was sitting under it for like 2 hours because it was the only thing that immediately killed the pain. Like it dulls those nerves that are sending rapid fire signals to your brain that are saying, that's all pain is it's saying, hey, I'm in pain right now. Here's a signal. Ouch, I'm hurting. And then those wavelengths of light actually dull those the rapid fire signals that are sending the nerves that are inflamed. It actually calms those, and then over time it reduces inflammation, and then the pain goes away. You're not masking it, you're actually stopping it. And then, of course, sleep and all the other things that are associated with pain just naturally are another added benefit. And I see Paul's kind of scrolling through, you can kind of see the mission statement on here. Kind of says,
Yeah, we deploy medical-grade photobiomodulation light therapy directly into the homes of U.S. veterans at absolutely no cost to them. Your support funds essential healing units not covered by insurance, providing a path to wellness for those who've given the most.
It's incredible. Honestly, Matt, this is an incredible organization. When you think about, like, there are some good people that work at the VA, but the level of care at the VA should not depend on who's in office at that time. And unfortunately, that is what we've seen, where a certain administration doesn't place an emphasis on our veterans when another one does. And so when you see the level of care that is given to our veterans, go up and down like a roller coaster, nonprofits like this, the Healing Veterans Project, is going to be so incredibly crucial, considering they are not just, well, hey, you know what, we've given up working with the VA on this. It may be positive in this respect, but it's not so much in this respect. And we're just going to work and see what the public can do and help us provide these to our veterans who have more than earned it. We owe our freedom to veterans. And I think anything other than just throwing these constant medication at them, that's if we are able to do that, I think it's our duty to do that as Americans.
And the other little added, thank you for saying that. I mean, there's so many, the added benefit is the more donations I get and the more veterans that I'm able to help through this, the more data that I have to be able to show in Washington, D.C. and the people that are communicating with the Make America Healthy Again movement, this data, and then through the data, they can't ignore it. And then eventually the VA will start to cover and help these veterans. But it's like clear as day when you see and you actually talk. That's why, Paul, I'd love to get some veterans on here that have used it, that have been suffering, and they can see that why is the VA like why are they so quick to they'll pay for Vicodin and something that's toxic to the system or has negative side effects, but something with so much scientific backing. And, obviously you guys Paul, you can speak to it personally too. Like, how do they not at least give any type of financial assistance in any way, shape, or form? And the story, when I get this Purple Heart veteran on here, it almost brings you to tears on what they went through and with me alongside, holding their hand, trying to help them get any type of funding. They couldn't get anything. And so, quite frankly, this one Purple Heart vet, John, was my inspiration to start this. So I guess, God works in mysterious ways. I probably would have never been motivated to do this because, when I was working, more full time with Red Vibe, it's a for-profit company, and it's all cash. There's no insurance covering this, and it's literally millions of dollars in sales throughout a year. And I wanted to stop and take time to branch off and do something good for actually the people that I've worked alongside.
No, I mean, I think it's amazing, and I know you've been working through all the red tape for a long time, trying to make this happen, and so I'm stoked for you. I just want to throw this website back up there so people can see it, and go to
QR code will help too. Paul, I don't know if you have that, but
I mean, the QR code is right here, and you can see this right there on your screen. If you want to scan that, it'll take you right, to a place where you can donate. I mean, the other option as well would be to, you can go to the website healingveteransproject.us, not .com, but .us, and click that donate button there. And you can, either way, you can do a one-time contribution, or you could decide if you wanted to donate something monthly, which I know would be preferred, so that you can help more veterans, or even quarterly, or even an annual donation. You can set it up all right there.
Yeah, and it's a 501c3, so this is a tax deduction for you. You'll definitely want to especially toward the end of the year when a lot of folks are looking to
looking at their situation.
yeah, they're looking at their tax situation and they need some deductions and all of that, business owners or whatever. But if you're doing that monthly, it's, what was the old Ronco infomercials? It was set it and forget it.
Yeah.
Don't forget it from that perspective, but at least it's not something that you're having to remember to do every so often. Just give this to these veterans who have given so much to us.
Yeah.
And if people do somehow elect to do the monthly, and I don't have it on the website yet, we have the logo you can see on the website, but we've kind of perfected it. Paul, you kind of have the inside track on how the new improved kind of cool all black and white logo will look, but it'll be really small, but some hats and shirt that basically says, you've contributed to help a veteran help light their path to wellness is kind of the slogan, as you can see from the website. But as soon as even if you donate $2 or $5, you will get an email instantly, and then it'll have a letter thanking you. And basically, you can show, obviously, it has the EIN number of the nonprofit and everything that you can then send to your CPA and take that tax deduction. So it's all very professional. You'll have it in your inbox within 30 seconds of making the donation.
Matt, we need some merch too, buddy. We need some merch on that.
Well, and that's what he's saying. I think is in the future we're going to have, or he's going to have, hats and T-shirts, for people to buy if they would rather just
get something out of. I get that. That's something tangible they can see. Obviously I wear grunt style stuff literally every single day, but if we have healing veterans stuff. I would put that on there. I'd put it front and center just because I would rather wear this. I'm a real estate agent. I'll go show $1 million house wearing a grunt style shirt. I don't give a damn because I'm not going to wear a suit. I'm not going to go wear a suit. That's fake. That's not me. I want to be me. Yeah, I be me. So, and I really.
That's why you shave your head, right?
There you go. That's it. I want to be like Matt. Listen, your beard game's strong, Matt. Well, let's talk about your beard game. It's epic.
We're up here in. We're up here in the Northwest in Oregon, and it's cold. It's still 70 degrees here today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, we're roasting down here in the South with the humidity and all that stuff. But no, it's a fantastic organization. And when Paul mentioned this to me, earlier in the week, somewhere around in there, I can't remember exactly where, but he mentioned it, and it's like, man, this thing's brand new. And we're excited. They want to be a part of the show, but it was an easy answer for us, wasn't it, Paul?
Oh,
we were saying, what do we got to do to make Healing Veterans Project part of the Paul Harrell program? And so we're glad you're here.
The thing about it is, obviously, I have a red light at home. I've used it, and Matt, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know about this technology. The reason I talk about it all the time, I pull my back out. I pulled my back over the weekend. A lot of stuff's been going on. I've been helping my dad, been helping my mom, and then I threw my back out. And it's one of those injuries that happens almost every time that I move my giant 1,500-pound smoker around the yard. I'll end up, and I know that this technology works because all I have to do is sit in front of it, for 15 minutes a couple of times a day in the morning and the night. Which we sit in front of it. It's in our kitchen now. And we sit in front of it almost every morning. But I know with targeted doses and injuries, my body responds to it. It responds well. And you can tell, within 12 hours, okay, wow, I'm starting to feel a lot better. And you do feel a little better almost immediately as well. But long term, you're getting the blood into those muscle groups and your body heals. It's incredible technology.
So imagine feeling that, which is what a couple of these veterans that I was working with, they felt it in the doctor's offices because, like Red Vibe, obviously they only work with patients there's no direct marketing other than, say, Paul, through you. It's always through a network of doctors. So then the patients would feel what you feel and feel the benefits of it, then go back home. And then obviously they want one for their house so that they can be out of pain. And the only thing they'll end up getting is some pharmaceuticals covered by the VA. And then they're going to have to pay cash for an $800 panel, or $900 panel.
Yeah.
And so they're frustrated because they're like, man, but I can't drive an hour each time to use it. And Paul, you got to use it kind of daily to really calm those nerves from sending those signals. And it's pretty hard to do that, especially if you're wheelchair bound or whatever.
Well, and a lot of them are on fixed, like you said, completely on fixed incomes. That's just it's not in their budget with an extra $900, for these panels.
Yeah.
And it's expensive technology. You realize that, which is why you formed this organization in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well,
A lot of them,
I want to check in with you soon, and
Sure.
definitely want to keep promoting this. And I just want to walk right alongside you as this thing takes off, because I know it's going to. So
it's a great cause, and thank you. And you guys are doing great work. And I feel like there's few times in my life where I got into photobiomodulation, and I went in the military because I wanted to help defend my country. And it's kind of for the first time, and I'm dating myself here. This is like I was in during right after Gulf War, and literally, I feel like by doing this, I'm helping my country and helping my fellow servicemen more. 27 years later, by starting this project, through understanding the science of photobiomodulation, understanding that there's a need for this, and I don't know, but I don't know if there's anybody else out there really doing this, like non-pharmaceutical type solutions for these veterans.
Well, but Matt, they're not going to do it. They're not. Yeah, the money is in. Chris Rock said it a long time ago. He said the money is not in the cure. The money is in the treatment.
Yeah.
Right. And the pharmaceutical companies are going to fight all of these things. Like if a person can get a free panel. Or even if they have to pay for it and sit in front of this panel and it cures their thing instead of taking this drug over and over and over for the rest of their life, that does nothing for the pharmaceutical company. So they're going to fight it tooth and nail. That's
exactly right. And nothing's even a cure. This isn't a cure. The pain meds aren't a cure. Sure. Nothing's a cure, but if it's 95% or even 80% better, why the
well, it doesn't harm. I mean, the problem with pharmaceuticals are long-term use.
Yeah.
We know what it does.
Right.
It actually hurts you.
That's
versus
a good point.
This, which is not going to hurt you, and I think that's a key difference here. So, Matt Troy, sir, I'll be in touch. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, yes, sir, folks. Hey, folks, if you like this video, why don't you go ahead and actually like it, because it'll help us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell to receive notifications so that you can watch more videos just like this. Thanks for